Welcome to RPG Book Club, the podcast where we play a little bit of a video game and talk about how it makes us feel. I'm Sam.
I'm Bernard.
And I'm Trish.
And today we'll be continuing our coverage of Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, playing until the scene following the expedition's return to Lumière. But before we get started, how was everyone's week?
Man, I don't know. I haven't been doing a whole lot. I realized this past half a year or so, I've been playing way too many bangers, and I need to play some mid video games because video games are bad, and I need to remember that.
Yeah, my current private game is bad, but like in a good, comfy way. And so all the things that they do that are cool now are interesting instead of just a string of really cool things that they do.
I guess I played Drakengard not too long ago, but like I've played Clair Obscur, Hollow Knight, Donkey Kong Bonanza, and Live Alive since then.
Yeah.
Maybe I should play Drakengard 2. I'm not going to play Drakengard 2.
I've heard there's no reason to ever do that, so it sounds like the perfect sort of bad game to play.
Perhaps.
But have you done anything else besides play Clair Obscur this week?
No.
Cool. What about you, Trish? Have you done something besides play Clair Obscur?
Yeah, a couple things. What order do I want to do these in? I'm gonna go worst and then go forward, and this will be a reverse time because of that. So yesterday, I woke up feeling like absolute dog shit, and so I had to call into work, or rather text into work, which I felt awful about. Not just because I've had it ingrained in me that calling out should feel bad from every job I've ever had, but also because this job has like if you have 7 absences within a year, that's like noticeable absenteeism, and there needs to be a talk about that. And this is my 4th one in the first 3 months of my job, so I'm stressed out as fuck about it. So today I wake up and I'm like, oh, I don't feel like dog shit. Yay, I'll go into work. And then I walked into work and very quickly was like, oh, I'm really lightheaded. I might fall down the stairs. Fuck.
Yikes.
Yeah, it was rough. And I didn't go home early. It was offered, but I didn't take it. Instead, I was like, I'll just do the whole shift. And instead, I'll just try to sit and rest and do light work. So that happened. I still don't feel great. So I hope that doesn't transfer a ton into the recording, but it might. Better than that, so I recently beat my very first ever Paper Mario randomizer with coin sanity on, and because of that, I need a new challenge to conquer. And they've added a ton of new bells and whistles to this thing.
Bells and whistle sanity.
So one thing before they had a thing that like either skipped or shortened a lot of cutscenes, and now there's a stronger version than that truly just like dissolves any dialogue you don't need. Like, I just did the thing where I gave that one gardener girl a miracle seed, and she just, there's no dialogue, no cutscene. She just throws it over to the spot, and it turns into flowers, which I kind of love.
Wonderful.
But more importantly, you can have it so you start with nothing. And by I say nothing, I mean no boots, no hammer, no ability to jump, no ability to hammer anything. And that's a really fun challenge because of course, until you find one of those, battles become really hard. But certain partners get a lot better because Bombette can blow up yellow hammer blocks and she can shake trees. So that's a lot of checks. She is a pseudo hammer that way. Paracari, he can kind of jump. It's like he picks you up and he moves you a little bit, so it's something. And what I really want is I want one of these where I don't get one either hammer or boots until really late. Like I really just want to reach a point early on when I get ultra boots, no hammer, and just see how the game progresses that way. I managed to do that organically a few times, but I also ran into some roadblocks. But also they added a thing called Plandomizer where you can manually set where anything is or does or whatever in your run if you want. So I just placed all of the hammer upgrades at the end of one of the dungeons in a chapter, and I went, good, I will do that chapter last. Now that I know they're all there.
That's silly. Also,
it's extremely silly.
I know it's been said before, but the randomizer community needs to stop it with all these names. Plandomizer? Jesus fucking Christ.
Plandomizer isn't bad.
I like Flandivisor. You're wrong.
It's not that one's not bad, but it's in the context of coin sanity.
Coin
that
Sanity I
makes it.
hate. I've talked about
Coincidence is
that.
pretty bad.
Coin Sanity specifically isn't the worst because it does have the I in, so you could
Mhm.
you could squint and see it as insanity instead of just coin sanity. But we've talked about this before.
We have.
Yes.
So one last thing is the best thing, because I was going from worst to best. After 5 months of waiting, I have my amended birth certificate.
Yay!
It has the right name and the right gender on it, and now getting new ID will be easier, and a bunch of stuff in the world will be easier.
Nice.
So that
I
rocks.
love that
I
for
wish
you.
it didn't take 5 months, but I have it now.
Yeah. Yesterday I was watching the kids over at Summers because they needed to go watch The Conjuring, and Grandma wasn't home to watch them. And they were like, "Can you come and watch them?" And then
Just
this week
take
I
the
have my.
kids to see The Conjuring.
That's what I'm saying. And then this weekend is when I have my routine procedure, and so Summer's keeping him over the weekend. So I was like, sure, I'll watch him for you. It's only fair. And so I knew that I would be in a house that's not mine with nothing to do. So I brought my 2DS to play some Dragon Quest XI because I've been playing through Dragon Quest XI 3D for a long time now, and I knew that I was pretty far into it, I thought, but like I knew I didn't have any other party members, so I knew I was like in the first chunk, but I thought I had made progress over the like 5 years that I've been playing this game. So last night I got to the anime opening that officially ends the tutorial.
Nice.
And it's taken me like 5 years. I am much quicker at it now than I was before. I think it's been like 4 or 5 play sessions between getting to I believe it's called Heliodor in English. It's Delcadar in Japanese or something similar to that. Getting there and he's like, "Oh hey," and I'm like, "Oh crap," and then you get thrown in jail. That was like 3 or 4 play sessions ago, and now I'm already I just investigated the trash heap with Kamyu, aka Eric, and so I've done a pretty sizable thing in just a couple play sessions. So I will make better progress the rest of the way through, but I really thought I was farther than the tutorial. That just like took me down several pegs. It was hilarious.
I forgot about them changing a bunch of characters' names.
Yeah, every single one has been different. The one that I love the localization for, because you can see where it comes from, unlike all of the other ones so far. The town of Cobblestone is Ishi Village in Japanese, and Ishi means stone. So it's Stone Village, Cobblestone. I like that. No idea where Heliodor comes from. Also, the katakana for Del Kadar or whatever, I might be like missing a pun there, and that the localizers saw and named it after the sun. But for me, it just kind of looks like nonsense. But yeah, it's game's good. The only thing that sucks about my level of Japanese understanding is I rely heavily on furigana, and for some reason tutorial text, which I think would be important, doesn't have any furigana on it. So I get out of the tutorial, and the guy outside of the church is like, "Oh hey, let me teach you about Kinrei." Don't quote me on that, but it's whatever the cross slash stuff is, whatever that's called in English. He's teaching me about that, and I'm just winging it. I'm just figuring out, like, if I were game designing something, how would it work, and seeing if I'm right. Also the whole skill point sphere grid thing, yeah, there's no way in hell that I can understand anything going on there, so I'm just vibes in off of what the icons look like, and it is
Amazing.
hilarious and hard, but yeah, game's good.
It sounds like you're getting an interesting experience that is maybe reminiscent of a small Japanese child who doesn't know their kanji yet, playing the game and
Yeah,
figuring it out.
yeah, and that's the idea behind getting exposure before you're ready. Is that's how little Japanese kids do it. And don't you think you're smarter than a like 2-year-old Japanese kid? You could do it. You could just stumble around and figure it out. And so Yeah, I'm doing a lot more stumbling right now than I was before, but yeah, the game's good. And I love the 3DS version's graphics. It's so good.
Yes.
I wish that they had ported that one elsewhere. Like give us three options in Dragon Quest XI-S, where you can play the PS4 looking version, the Pocket Edition, and then the 2D version, because
That would
the
have been
Pocket Edition's graphics
amazing.
are amazing. Yeah, the cutscene where the dragon chases you out of the sewers or whatever, it was so cool in those graphics. Oh, I love Dragon Quest XI 3DS. Big recommend if you can stumble through kanji or you're replaying the game. Other than that, I've been playing Clair Obscur and also other video games, and that's about it. So we should talk about Clair Obscur so that we can talk about Clair Obscur. All right, Bernard, talk about Clair Obscur.
Okay. The expedition can finally face the Paintress. They ride SKA to the barrier surrounding the monolith. Mael uses the barrier breaker to break the barrier, and the expedition approaches the massive form of the Paintress curled up in front of the monolith, appearing to weep. Mael says, "We can do this," or Gustav. As the girls walk forward, Verso hangs back and filmmaking happens around him. How mysterious. The expedition enters a battle with the Paintress, but their attacks do nothing. After a few turns, Mael steps forward and says she doesn't think this is... ... Things go black and white, and Lady Curator appears. Mael's head catches on fire, and then Luna and Ciel's heads catch on fire as well. And it's upsetting. But things go back to color after a bit, and they get better. Lady Curator turns away, opens a portal, and floats inside. Verso tells the expedition to follow her. The portal takes the expedition inside the monolith. Mael says she can sense that the real Paintress is above them somewhere. We make our way through a series of environments based on earlier dungeons and see vague visions of a fire, of a woman teaching children to paint, of a woman arguing with a man, of a woman standing with a child as he plays piano, that sort of thing. Mael says these are the Paintress's memories, and that she can tell this because she can read the chroma here. Eventually, we reach an area inside the monolith which resembles Lumière. At the end of this fake-ass Lumière is a massive, suspicious cave with an Expedition Zero flag outside it. You might think this is a turn-based game. We don't need a boss arena, so we shouldn't be suspicious when there's an obvious boss arena, but it's still pretty suspicious. As the expedition enters the cave, they see a vision of a man and a woman embracing. As it fades, Renoir walks out of the shadows. It is a boss arena.
Oh no!
This fucking boss fight.
Yes. Verso tells Renoir that they're taking her down. Renoir says she's not the only one who grieves. She made him inherit the pain of losing Verso. Punishment, perhaps, for not being there when it mattered. He says he refuses to lose his son. Verso says that son was a stranger. Renoir says, "But you're not." Verso says Renoir lost him years ago, and he lost Renoir. Renoir asks how Verso is different from her in doing this. Verso says he's tired. Renoir tells Verso to trust him. "We are your family." Verso says family is complicated. I hate scenes like this where I just have to say, this person says, this person says, this person says, because everything they say is important.
Yep.
It feels so awkward reading it out.
I totally get what you mean.
But sometimes there's a scene and I can't really find a way to elegantly condense it or anything, so there we go.
Yeah, it's one of those times that a summary would be longer.
Yeah. Renoir says if saving you means losing you, then so be it. The expedition summons their weapons. Verso says they only need to incapacitate him, but Mael says they'll find a way to kill him. Insane boss battle music plays. Time to fight Renoir.
This game has been full of absolute bangers, but this one, holy fucking shit. I need to find it and save it and have it ready for if I ever need it for something, because I probably will.
I would recommend don't go looking for it until you've beaten the game.
Oh, yeah,
because
100%.
people love to say spoilers in the YouTube comments.
This is my surprised face. I'm shocked.
When you get Renoir's health down halfway, he falls to his knees. He says your sister deserves more. Then a giant chroma lion appears and heals Renoir back to full health. Oh shit. We still kick his ass though. After the fight, Renoir writhes on the ground, thoroughly owned. But then white petals appear around him and he hops back up, good as new. He tells Verso to remember who his real family is. It's not her. It's your sister, your mother, me. We are your family, and you would condemn us all to die. For what? Who do you think you save with your sacrifice? Verso tells Renoir he's too drunk on his illusions to understand. Renoir says, then let us celebrate the second destruction of the Descendre family.
Yeah, that was one of the many times in this game where I see the subtitles coming and then I do not hear what I think I'm about to hear. There's like 4 extra visible syllables than there are in audible syllables in that French word.
Oh, Descendre?
Yeah.
I don't notice because I'm used to French because I studied French in college, but French spelling is and pronunciation is something you have to get used to over a period of time because it's a little funky.
Mm-hmm.
What if I don't want to? What if I want to
That's
avoid
valid. Not wanting to figure out French is valid. Renoir slams his cane into the ground and Chroma starts beating down the expedition. But then the curator appears. Renoir says, at long last we meet. This is all you have left of your son. Destroying it won't bring your wife back. It will only destroy the last tie you have to each other. The curator takes Maël's hand and places it on Renoir's chest. Renoir says, I love them too, before dissolving into a cloud of red petals. Renoir is dead. The curator disappears. Maël says, we did it, Gustave. Lune asks Maël how she did that and if she could do it again. Maël's not sure how she did it, but she does think she could do it again. Ciel asks Verso what Renoir meant by all those things he said to the curator. Verso says, I don't know, and I'm definitely not lying. Maël says the paintress is just beyond this cave. Lune gives a little speech to inspire everyone. The expedition continues to the monolith's peak, at the edge of a cliff which looks out all the way to the twisted Eiffel Tower of Lumière. They find Lady Curator, the true paintress. She looks at Verso and says, you've come back, in a wavering voice. But the fire, are you really here? She looks at Maël. Or is he playing tricks again? Alicia, your face. Maël's like, what the fuck? Lune and Ciel put together that the paintress is the curator's wife, and that Alicia is her daughter, and that Maël reminds her of Alicia. Good job, Lune and Ciel. The paintress says to Verso, come along, let's go home. Verso says, yes, you need to go home. The paintress says, this is another trick. She's not Alicia. You are not my Verso. Verso says, no, Verso's dead. The paintress says, no, you are his creations, not mine. You will not take this canvas from me. She summons a cloud of chroma. Verso turns to Lune and says, this is what we created the expeditions for. Lune says, tomorrow comes. It's time to fight the paintress! After we kick her first form's ass, the giant figure in front of the monolith stands and stares down at the expedition. Verso calls for Esquier and throws him a rock. It's Sori, the rock that unlocks flight. The expedition hops on Esquier's back and faces the paintress's second form. They, are standing on an abstract JRPG plane in the sky, but Esquier is flying under it to suggest they're standing on Esquier's back. It's a little silly. The paintress says, Renoir can grieve however he likes, but I get to grieve in my own way. She says a lot of other loaded stuff during this fight, and she does a lot of cool attacks, and I don't remember her saying any of this stuff or doing any of these cool attacks. But they were in the long play I watched to take notes, so maybe I just beat her real fast and don't remember.
I definitely had that problem myself.
I think we're probably over-leveled with the way we've been playing this game. After the fight, the giant paintress collapses, and the expedition lands back on the monolith, where the true paintress falls as well. But it's not over yet. We have a third fight against the paintress. But in this one, she doesn't fight back, and in fact just heals and applies shields to the party on her turns. We still gotta kill her ass, though.
When it was happening, I was like, this is interesting. And then looking back at it now, I'm like, oh my fucking god, this game!
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we kill her, we get a Pictos called Painted Power, which says we can do damage over 9,999. So that'll be fun to use at some point.
Now that we've beaten the game, we just
kill I guess we'll use it in New Game Plus.
Yeah, I think so.
New Game Plus is where we use that Pictos. It's where SKA gets to fly. We do all that in New Game Plus. After the fight, the Paintress stumbles towards Verso and collapses. Verso catches her. He tells her to rest, and that things will be better soon. Mael kneels beside the Paintress and reaches out. Verso takes her hand and places it on the Paintress's chest. As she dissolves into golden petals, she says, Alicia. And for a second, something strange happens to Mael's eyes. But don't worry about that. It's fine. The expedition has killed the Paintress. They succeeded. CL points out that the number on the monolith is gone, but I don't know how she can see that from on top of the monolith. There are some particle effects coming up, and I guess she just assumes that's the number disappearing. Minoko steps next to Verso and says, It's done. You're free. You're all free. CL somehow takes an Expedition 33 flag, complete with flagpole, out of her back pocket and asks if Mael wants to plant it.
Oh, they actually, there's side content that says how they keep doing this. It's
like a Picto?
It's not, yeah. Apparently in universe, your Pictos are that's how when they draw their weapons, they appear out of nowhere.
Yeah, I guess.
And Verso keeps his fucking piano in one of his, and that's how Lune got her guitar and all of those things. So you're
good.
Don't worry, we're taking care of that. So
it never occurred to me that the flag is just the same way they do their weapons and pianos and stuff. That's obvious now. Although in the cutscene, she doesn't summon it. She just sort of reaches behind her and then it cuts and she has it. So it looks silly. Though there won't be any expeditions coming after, it's symbolic of their victory. Mael plants the flag and says, Let's go home. As SKA flies to Lumière, the expedition chills on his back and it looks very unsafe. CL asks Verso if he still feels immortal, and he brushes off the question. She then notes that Minoko has been quiet since they got to the monolith. He brushes off the comment. I sure hope these two aren't hiding anything.
It would be really shitty of them if they were.
Mael asks what's going to happen now. They go back to Lumière and life goes on? Yes, CL says. Decades and decades in front of us. What do we do now with all this time? Lune says they're not done yet. There's so many questions left to answer. And I guess we'll answer them in the sequel because we beat the game.
Yeah.
The expedition arrives in Lumière to a cheering crowd. We see Lune and CL talking with people, kids crowding around Minoko, SKA dancing for the crowd. Mael walks away and finds Emma and Gustave's apprentices. They look at her hopefully, but she shakes her head. She hands one of the apprentices Gustave's journal, which she had continued writing in to honor his memory. He drops it and runs away. Meanwhile, Verso sits on the edge of the pier and reads the letter Alicia gave him. Brother, I tire of the conflicts and deceptions that plague our family and theirs. So I entrust you with this letter. Whether you give it to her is up to you. I'm at peace with what's to come. When the time comes, I hope you will be too. Mael. It's a strange feeling watching you with my brother, laughing and smiling, without the scars or the memories that afflict me. Alicia, as she was meant to be. Not this painted version that I am. My family a facsimile of yours, and this world a mirror, painted by your mother, the paintress, to stave off her grief. Seeing your expedition through would plunge us all into the abyss, for in ridding the world of the paintress, you'd lose the sole force standing against the one who would erase us, the one who invokes the flowers of the gommage. An act of love, for he does love her, your father. On her monolith she paints a warning for us all, of the few she can save as her power wanes. We all wish for our families to thrive. Your family, however, believes only one can survive. But perhaps you'll find another way, you who have lived amongst us. Perhaps you differ from your father and your sister, as I differ from mine. Your mother paints life, whilst your father, death. What will you paint? Verso watches as a wave erupts from the monolith, distorting reality as it approaches Lumière. Maëlle watches as Emma and Gustave's apprentices are gommaged. She turns. Ciel and Lune disappear too. Everyone in the crowd dissolves into red petals. Maëlle stands alone, then falls to her knees as she dissolves into golden petals. So I guess we fucked up and got the bad ending.
Yeah. Must have. So yeah, I guess we'll give our final thoughts, and maybe we'll play a little bit of New Game Plus next week, and we'll see if we like it. JK, there's a shitload more game left.
Yeah, and you actually can't stop here. There's not like a save point here. But if we continued this sequence of events that happens, this episode would be ridiculously long. So we're doing 2 more episodes.
Yes, but for now, we're going to talk about our mem-moms for this section that we played today.
So immediately, first of all, just the whole dungeon we did. The one dungeon we did.
Yes.
It is so long and so involved, and I loved it. It's a really, wonderfully done, retread of all the previous areas, kind of, but with a lot of fun side content as you go through if you want to do it.
Yeah, we get boss rushes in lots of games, but we got a dungeon rush in this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love Ganon's castle dungeons. They're always my favorite thing that people do in video games, and this one is A, one of the most expansive, and B, one of the coolest. And I just loved every bit of it, being like, oh shit, I remember this. And they did a cool thing where every time you would see one of the flashbacks or whatever, it would cut to being in black and white. And so there's one where you walk down this hallway, it cuts to black and white. You exit the hallway, it cuts to wintertime. It's cool. I love it so much. It's such a good dungeon.
And when you return to Lumière and it's familiar, but it's weird and scary, I love it.
It's so good. Also, I don't remember for sure if this happened in the lead up to the dungeon or mid dungeon, but I'd had a thought earlier in the game, idly, but this dungeon, over the course of it, I kept thinking about it more and more, of just being like, we're making a lot of assumptions, aren't we? Everyone's just been assuming the paintress is the one who causes the gommage because she's the one who paints the number. What if she's warning us? And so when that bit at the end of what we covered today happens, I was like, okay, I was fucking right. Oh my god, everybody.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Yeah, I love this writing trick, and they did it here, and I wasn't prepared for it because it's cool. But instead of trying to find ways to keep your people from accomplishing what they want, give them what they want, and then see what happens after. And so I was prepared for, because the whole game you're going through and there's oh, Esquier can't swim yet. Esquier can't fly yet. All of these things, you have to unlock more stuff for Esquier, and we hadn't yet. So I knew that there was more game. So I was expecting we were going to get up there and we were going to face the paintress, and then she was going to have some kick-ass cool hard thing, probably related to Maëlle and Verso or something, that was then going to kick our ass, and we would have to come back and do it again, and that would be the ending. But then we killed the paintress, and I'm like, okay, there's still shit that I can't do because I don't have everything for Esquier. They just gave me a Pictos, and now the game's over. What the fuck is going on? And it was so good. Like you said,
so well done.
You said if we didn't stop right here, we would have to keep going, and the episode would be huge. I stupidly at 9 p.m. was like, I'm going to play the Clair Obscur for the week. I know we're going straight to the monolith. There's going to be one dungeon. I'm going to do that. It'll be fine. I did not sleep that night. I played until 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, a lot happens.
a lot happens, and then like once I finally got through everything that happened, they're like, oh, by the way, here's the keys to breaking damage cap, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna not do that. Yeah, this part of the game is really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to compartmentalize the stuff that came before the
Mhm.
point where we are arbitrarily stopping so that I can comment on that.
There was a mini boss along the way that I was like, I need to remember to talk about this mini boss, and now I've completely forgotten whatever jumped out at me.
Yeah, I got to the ultimate pre-in-game mime, and that battle was really fun. I got really good over the last couple of weeks after not parrying the entire game. I was always dodging because I sucked at it. I had to get good
Same.
because did I talk about last week parrying with CL for like 30 minutes to win a fight in the
I don't
ice
think
place?
so.
Okay, so I went back to the ice place mostly because I needed more in-game level catalysts, and I knew that I could get them there. And I was like, I'm just gonna find ones that I can beat, and then go get all the catalysts. So I head back in there, and I go to the second enemy type, and it's one of the dudes with the hammers. And so part of the thing that they do there is they have a fire side and an ice side. And so whatever side he is, he summons these two orbs that shoot you. And they shoot you either until they hit or you dodge, which means that you can keep parrying. And if you get perfect parries over and over again, you can just keep doing that. And so everyone had died except for CL, and that guy was the only guy left in the fight. And I was like, I can do this. All I have to do is just not miss this 15 times in a row, and I didn't miss it, and it was so cool and so awesome. And then CL got a lot of in-game loot because that's what happens when you're the only person that survives and you beat something that's almost super boss level for where you're supposed to be.
Nice. Yeah. I imagine going back to these places after breaking the damage cap will be crazy.
Yeah.
I certainly haven't done that already.
Of course not.
We mentioned it before, but the music this week is fantastic.
So good.
And lots of good acting this week. Andy Serkis gets his real big scene here.
He gets to circus all over the place.
Yes. And of course, Ben Starr, and I forget the name of Miles' actress, but everyone's doing great.
Everyone's doing a very good job. Honestly, as much the fight with Renoir really steals the show a little bit, but I also really love the one with the paintress. You get such a sharp feeling even before you know what's happening here of just how much, like, it's just fucking sad. It is a sad boss fight. You feel like, as insanely powerful as she is, you're fighting a broken woman.
Yeah. And then her last phase being Toriel doesn't fucking help.
Yeah.
That part.
One of the cool attacks she does that I don't remember seeing is the description that pops up is the paintress rips reality apart.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that one. That one's cool.
The giant paintress turns around and like sticks her fingers into the sky and pulls it apart. And there's a void beyond it, and Mael shouts, "Parry it!"
Yeah, it's so good.
And you can parry it.
This game rocks. It's so good, and also, here's the thing: is because again, we had to play a little further because the game doesn't give you a choice, which means that there's a thing I'm really annoyed about that is slightly overshadowing all the things I love in this week. But I can't talk about it for another fucking week.
Yeah.
Also, without that, can we just say, fucking Verso, this
God.
motherfucker?
Verso. God.
I just, in general, I'm rarely a fan of the, this character thing, like, is just not gonna keep huge secrets that people should absolutely know, because it's like, well, I just, what if you react like this? It'll be bad. It's like, Hey, that's not your decision, my dude. You don't get to decide things like that for other people. I don't know how to tell you that.
Yeah, Verso's a bad guy.
Yeah.
Verso is.
I mean, he's not the bad guy. He's technically a protagonist, but he's a bad dude.
Yeah.
He sucks.
Like, without going into it, like, literally the only way out is through. And so, like, he's a necessary bad guy, but it doesn't mean I have to like what he did.
Mm-hmm. Oh god, there's so much to love for what we have coming up. I'm so excited. Also, it's just so hilarious to me that Verso is just like, hey, by the way, here's Sori. It's like, motherfucker, how
She had it
long
the whole
have
time.
you had? Did you have it this whole time? I want to shake him.
I'll spoil it. We do find out he had it the whole time.
This
God
bitch.
damn it.
This fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Also, the scene of everyone getting gamaged is it's
So
really
good.
rough. It's so
Yeah.
good, but it's also just like, oh, this is like, you're like you said, it's like, oh, this is the bad ending. I can't imagine how anything good can come out of this.
And also right before that, when Emma and Gustav's apprentices realize that
yeah.
Gustav is dead, it's like, that must be the fucking most bizarre clash of emotions when the world's been saved, but Gustav is gone. God.
Add on to it that it's like they were prepared for Gustav to be dead because he was going on his expedition and everyone on expeditions dies. But the idea that he could have made it back and then didn't, it's like a roller coaster and fast forward that they have to deal with, and they're tiny children. So
Yes.
Yeah.
it
Also,
hurts real hard.
the fact that like the kid doesn't even like take you. I think the way a lot of people would write that scene is like they take the journal and maybe they cry over it, or they start reading through it or something. But instead, just like looks at it and then just sets it down and walks away. And it's just like, fuck. That kid's having big emotions. Yeah, also, so you brought up I'm gonna call Sam out for a second here. You were saying something about how Lightning Dance ain't shit. And I need to make it clear, Lightning Dance is the shit up until you lose the damage cap. Pre-damage cap being broken, Lightning Dance is the strongest individual move in the game. It is the only move that can do 120,000 damage, as far as I can tell. But once the damage cap is broken, then yeah, it doesn't matter how many hits you do if your individual hits are able to be absurd.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just prefer the other one. Like
Elemental.
I like that one too, but it can't do as much damage.
Yeah,
or rather, it
but
can't. But it's more consistent. There's no crit chance bullshit with it.
yeah,
So
I
it's
mean,
more
I have 100% crit chance, so I don't have to worry about that. But
I love that. I have 100% crit chance. It's just a thing that happens in this game. And
Well,
like,
they start
it's
giving
not
you
even
stuff-
like breaking the game. It's just like, yeah, you get there.
yeah, there's
Well,
a couple
you also-
pictos that just give it to you.
There's several pictures that give like 30% crit each, and it's like, that's not obscenely broken.
There's one that gives you 108% crit chance at the cost of setting your max HP to 1.
My fucking god.
I
This
think you
game.
get that after you can only get that after the point where we stopped, but yeah.
Yeah.
That Pictos is a little silly because it's not that hard to get to 100 crit chance anyway.
Oh wait, I think I know the reason why I like Elemental Genesis more than Lightning Dance is Lightning Dance multi-target?
No, it's single target. Yeah, no.
Okay, yeah.
That's the thing. Is
Elemental Genesis, every hit hits all, so it does do more damage if you have a crowd of people, which I had a lot of things with crowds of people.
I mean, same. I use Elemental Genesis if there's a crowd. If there's just one person, I lightning dance. That's the math in my brain.
Yeah, I mean, I have Lightning Dance in her loadout, so it's not terribly far off. But Elemental Genesis is so fucking cool.
Also, Elemental Genesis, you have to set up with Elemental Trick, so
yeah, which
it's not as quick.
It's preferable you would do that with Lightning Dance too, because Lightning Dance is hugely boosted if you have 3 of the 4 kinds of stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
And the AP cost is way lower on Elemental Genesis because it has an additional cost. And so it's a lot easier I mean, very quickly, AP is not gonna fucking matter anymore. But for
consider that I have
getting
cheater. Consider I have cheater, so
Yeah.
every turn is 2 turns.
yeah
Yeah.
So I just elemental trick, elemental genesis every time.
yeah, this game is so cool, and it's about to get broken over its own back.
It is. It is about to do that.
Narratively and mechanically.
Yes.
But let's stop talking about this part so we can get closer to the time in which we get to talk about the other parts.
Yes, agreed.
So next week, in the next part of the game, there's going to be a very clear point where everyone's like, okay, let's go do the end boss, even though everyone's dead, so I don't know how that happens.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a point where it says you're going to go do the end boss. And we're going to play up to that point, and we're also going to cover optional content, mainly just the social links, because there's
Yes.
some important stuff in there.
Yes.
Which is weird, because everyone's dead.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know how we continue the social links. Everyone's dead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is just the bad ending. We're going to reload our save. We're
Yeah.
going to choose different dialogue options.
We're going to
and then
choose
we'll get the good
spare
Yeah.
when we fight the paintress.
Yeah.
And
That'll do it for the week. If you like what you heard today, you can head on over to www.rpgbook.club, where any and all donations help us offset the cost of running the show. If you decide to donate $1 more a month, you'll become one of our gadabouts and get access to our bonus feed filled with after shows for every episode, as well as bonus seasons of the show, such as Tales of Podcastia, The Escape Pod, and the JRPG Canon. You also get to vote on polls, and I realized moments after we started recording that I have not had the best of the rest poll up this entire time. So I'm fixing that. I'm putting it up by the time you hear this. And so we'll be voting on the best of the rest to be the game that we play after our Halloween special. Spoilers. So to remind everyone of what the poll options are. So we have Radiata Stories for the PS2.
hell
We
yeah.
have Golden Sun for the Game Boy Advance.
Hell
We
yeah.
have Panzer Dragoon Saga for the Sega Saturn.
Hell yeah.
And we have Dragon Quest IV for the Japanese DS.
Hell yeah.
All of these games rule, but listener, you have the opportunity to do something really funny. Golden Sun is 2 games. You cannot stop Golden Sun after 1 game. There's a reason they released both games
Okay,
like within
but
months
what
of
if-
each other.
What about Dragon Quest? What about
Oh,
Dragon Quest?
I want either Radiata Stories or Dragon Quest. That's where I hope that it lands. But it would be really funny if you force us to, because we're really excited about what's happening like next year. We have a bunch of cool ideas, and if we have to wait like 20 weeks,
I don't
to
think
do
it would be that long.
No, but it would be hilarious. So I believe in you. Do the funny thing, or I mean, pick Dragon Quest IV because the game's really good.
Yes, it is.
Whatever you
So
want to do.
good.
If you want to up your donation to $5 or more a month, you can become one of our warriors and get your name read at the end of every episode, a little like this. Shoutouts to Dragonslayer19, Freddie Rodriguez, Aaron524, and J4 Prime. And then if you really, really love us and you want to be one of our luminaries, you can donate $20 or more a month and get a short 1-sentence shoutout or advert read at the end of each episode, a little like this. Shoutouts to El Tantivy, who wants you to check out Aftermath.site, a worker-owned, reader-supported news site covering video games, the internet, and the cultures that surround them. Shoutouts to Keldronis, who says to check out Podcasters Assemble. It's a documentary-style, crowdsourced movie hype and rewatch podcast. Every season, podcasters from around the world are assembled to review, reminisce, and riff on a popular franchise. And then shoutouts to Vimk, who says, "Easy, Marshall," she said, though she was the one floundering in the dirt. "Take this much further and you're in danger of enjoying yourself." And then shoutouts to It's Clair Time, who says, "For you TTRPG nerds, check out Fabula Ultima. I'm not affiliated with the game, I just think it's neat." For RPG Book Club, I've been Sam.
I'm Bernard.
And I'm Trish.
Toodaloo, folks.
Bye-bye.